Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. So first of all, I want to say I'm not going to reveal the name of this anti-vegan YouTuber. I don't want to give her any publicity. I don't want to reward her for making these crap deceptive videos trying to show that veganism is null and void by freeze-framing images of people and making up a bunch of crap. And this isn't the first time she's made a video about me. In the past, she's made one about how I'm going bald because of my vegan diet, yet she fails to mention that guys born the same year as I am, like Joe Rogan, are completely bald and eat a ton of meat.
One of my viewers just sent me a video and a timestamp and told me to look at Ryan, Happy Healthy Vegan Ryan. I'm not going to show their whole comment, but they told me to look. So if someone sends me a video and a timestamp, I'm going to, of course, go and look.
Oh, really? So basically you're saying your viewers troll you. All it takes for you to make a video is for a viewer to send you a timestamp of a vegan freeze-framed on a horribly unflattering frame, and you'll make up a bunch of crap about why they look so ridiculous at that moment.
And yeah, I looked. I'm not saying anything, y'all. I'm just looking. I'm just looking. My first thought when I saw, when I skipped to the timestamp was how old is bro again? How old is he?
Well, I am 53 years old, which I'm sure is more than 2 decades older than you, old enough to be your dad. So yeah, nice job age-shaming someone at least 20 years older than you for having natural wrinkles sometimes on their forehead. Like right now, I'm sure they're not poking through as much as they are right then after I just completed a pretty grueling workout. And notice how she doesn't show any flowing video, just frozen on a frame where I look ridiculous. Good job. Yeah, you've debunked veganism.
And I already know all the vegan excuses from top to bottom. He's out in the sun. He's like frowning and out in the sun. That's why. All
right, guys, so let me show you how deceitful she really is. I mean, this was from like a 10-minute video. There were scenes shot all throughout the day in all different lighting conditions. Let me take you back to before the workout. When I just woke up, I was fresh, having a banana. I looked much better. And later on the day, here in the studio, well lit. Look at that perfect looking forehead. Not bad for a 53-year-old.
You know, I had to do an experiment for myself. I had to go out into the sun and see if this, you know, is just due to being out in the sun.
All right, so this part is really hilarious. Now she tries some kind of scientific experiment to see if she could go out in the sun and film herself and not get a wrinkled forehead like I did that day.
And the vegans say it's all about lighting. But yeah, they say veganism is so healthy. I don't see what the difference is between being, you know, a vegan and being an alcoholic sometimes. There's like a blurry line.
Wait a second. Are you serious there? You're trying to equate veganism with alcoholism as far as the effects it has on making your health deteriorate? Are you serious? I mean, I'll show you my blood test later. I'm physically fit. I don't have a crinkled up forehead unless you freeze me at a weird moment in a weird video. Anyway, let's see the result of her scientific experiment.
But yeah, I had to go out and try it. I don't know.
You had to go out and try it? Well, I had to go out and try it as well. So let's compare these two experiments side by side and see if you notice any major significant difference. So what I learned from this experiment is, yes, it's much easier to not have a weird wrinkled expression on your face when you are not talking to the camera and you are actively aware of not making a wrinkled look on your face. Yeah, it's super easy to be out at high noon, as I was when I shot this, and not have any of these vegan excuses, as she said, and not get my face all wrinkled. So her experiment is complete crap. And as I said, she showed absolutely zero flowing, moving video of me in her video. She just had cherry-picked images where I looked bad and used that as her argument. If you even want to call it that, so I have an argument saying, hey, look how bad this 53-year-old man looks. This guy that's like 20 plus years older than me, age-shaming this guy, me, and therefore veganism is somehow null and void because it makes 53-year-old people have wrinkles. Let me show you some flowing, moving video that I shot from that very shot there. And I think I look pretty good if you don't freeze it on the worst frames. In fact, I picked out a few frozen frames here that I think I look pretty good, and I'm going to put one of these up on my Instagram later on today. But yes, I do have some wrinkles. I am 53 years old, but she's trying to trick her viewers into believing that a vegan diet caused me to just get these crazy ass wrinkles, when there's no truth of that anywhere in the medical literature. literature. Like, look here at the Mayo Clinic website, and it says that wrinkles are a natural part of aging and are caused by sun exposure, and genetics play a role too. But nowhere on this website does it say eating a vegan or vegetarian diet causes people to have wrinkles. But what this website does say as far as prevention of wrinkles goes is that you should try to minimize sun exposure, moisturize, don't smoke, and down here at the bottom, eat a healthy diet. And they specifically say it's good to eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, which is exactly what I do. Okay, a few minutes back when I showed her scientific experiment of walking out in the sun and filming herself, did anyone else notice what I noticed? That for a brief moment, she had a pretty wrinkled forehead. So if fair is fair, I suppose it would be completely 100% appropriate for this dialogue to accompany her frozen frame photograph.
I don't see what the difference is between being,
a meat eater
and being an alcoholic sometimes.
Like, what good does this do for the world? How can she feel good about herself? Yeah, I'm doing this great service to the world by selectively freezing frames of vegans where they look bad and making a bunch of crap. But if someone wants to do the same for anti-vegans, you can do the same. You can call it anti-vegan deterioration or something like that. Let me show you how easy this can be. First of all, let's take a look at Chris Kresser, who's appeared on Joe Rogan so many times, and I've tried to Google his age. I can't find it, but I don't understand how this guy can get away with looking kind of not so great without too many people calling him out. But let's try this with Chris Kresser here.
And you said that all my statements were absolutely false. Do you at least admit that you were wrong there?
If I said that
I've got your quote.
Cattle...
I don't see what the difference is between being,
a meat eater
and being an alcoholic sometimes.
So I have to admit, this is really easy. It took me maybe 15, 20 seconds tops to find the most hideous looking frame of Chris Kresser and pause it and share it with you guys and blame his diet for being responsible for his horrible appearance. And let's try it out with Joe Rogan while we're at it. Him and I are born pretty much a week apart. So my video that she paused of me was from last week. I found Joe's most recent video from last week. Let's see if we can make Joe look absolutely hideous.
If I look at your Twitter timeline and I'm seeing tweets 12 hours a day, you're a crazy person.
Right. Yeah.
I don't see what the difference is between being,
a meat eater
and being an alcoholic sometimes.
Of course, I was way too easy given that Joe's 53 like myself. So let's find someone who's 23, 30 years younger than both me and Joe, and we'll not use some kind of cherry-picked frozen frame. Let's take this publicity photo from New Zealand actor KJ Apa, from Riverdale, and he's not vegan. What explains those deep wrinkle lines on his forehead? Well, he, unlike me, more like Joe Rogan, follows a low-carb, more ketogenic type diet. So anyway, my point is, this is just complete nonsense. I'm not trying to say anything bad about Appa or Joe or Chris Kresser for that matter. I'm not saying anything about their diets caused them to look the way that they did, particularly in those frozen frames that I shot of Joe and Chris Kresser. I'm just showing how ridiculous this technique of video making is, of freezing a frame or just finding a photo like we did here of KJ Apa and saying, oh, look at these whatever things she's going to point out. In this case, it was lines on a face, and say that their diet undoubtedly is responsible for causing those lines when there's absolutely no evidence whatsoever. And she's just trying to say veganism is unhealthy. No one should ever go vegan because you don't want these weird lines or your hair to fall out, like she said about me in my earlier video.
But yeah, they say veganism is so healthy. I don't see...
Well, first of all, let me stop you there. Vegan diets don't necessarily have to be healthy. You can be a junk food vegan. But veganism at its core is a moral, ethical philosophy that you either agree with or disagree with. That being said, the American Dietetics Association has stated in their position paper after reviewing the literature that appropriately planned, well-balanced vegan diets are nutritionally adequate and healthy for people in all phases of life. Yet, nothing stops her from making these crap videos on her channel asserting that vegan diets will wreck your health. Well, it's kind of ironic because she recently got a blood panel done, and let's watch Inch Herbivore present some of it.
You're right to be nervous. I'd be terrified.
Okay, so cholesterol HDL ratio 3.6, cholesterol 284, and it's supposed to be less than 200.
So total cholesterol is about 1.5 times what mainstream medicine says is normal. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. It's far worse than you think.
So that's it. I told y'all I was going to show it good or bad.
Or astonishingly atrocious.
And I guess this is bad?
You guess? You don't know the half of it.
I don't know. I'd rather have a little bit high cholesterol than low cholesterol, because I'm sure as a vegan I had like no cholesterol.
Well, I see why she sticks to freeze framing videos, because once she starts getting into the realm of like nutrition or science, it shows that she absolutely understands nothing. Like she asserted there that if she were vegan, back when she were vegan, apparently she's a former vegan, she said that she would have absolutely no cholesterol. Where do you get that idea that vegans are lacking in cholesterol? Let me show you my blood test results from last year, where my total cholesterol is a little high for a vegan. It's not high, it's still under 200, but 170. In fact, I'll put my whole blood test here for you all to see. You can scroll through it, freeze frame it, look at everything. I'm deficient in absolutely nothing. So I have absolutely zero idea why anyone takes this channel of hers seriously. It's just complete nonsense, just making crap up. It's lacking in all objectivity. It's lacking in fact. It's just finding the worst moments of a person's appearance, which has little to do with health. Really, a blood test like hers here reveals much more about a person's health, and freeze framing someone at their worst, most inopportune moment and saying, aha, look how horrible they look in this freeze frame. The vegan diet is wrecking them. Why don't they could just play an entire video and let people make a decision? So please let me understand, why do people even bother wasting their time watching this nonsense? Do they know it's all nonsense, like I said here, and they enjoy it for entertainment? Or do people truly believe this to be some kind of objective, rational explanation debunking veganism? Because it's not. It's absolutely not. Look at things beyond just frozen frames that have been cherry-picked. Look at the entire totality of a person. Look at their, say, blood tests, which I share. I put mine up here every 12 to 18 months, and have been doing so since 2013. How many anti-vegans are doing that? How many low carbers are doing that? Very few. I can't think of any off the top of my head. So I'm being extremely transparent. I'm sharing with you my athleticism, and I share with you the science. Everything I say here about vegan nutrition and health is backed up by studies. I don't make crap up. So I don't understand why people listen to people like this. Try to help me understand this. So anyway, let me know down in the comments below. Hit like, and be sure you have that notification bell hit too, to make sure you get notified when I make these new videos and do live streams. I guess that's all for this time, guys. So until next time, guys, let's keep it carved.
When does the pain fade away? Will it be tomorrow? Why not today?